Hello everybody and welcome to the Village Hall. What we're going to be doing this afternoon is we're going to be covering two Qi Gong sets, both 5 elements. What we're also going to do is we're going to link this in now with regards to what parts of the meridian system that we'll actually be working and which parts we'll be doing. So what we're going to be doing to start with, I'm going to start with a very simple one which is called the sun and the moon. Okay, this one we can do both sitting down or we can do standing up. We can do with Wuji stance, which we've covered before, or we can do it with wide horse stance. It's really up to you how we're going to be doing it. What we need to do before we start off with any Qigong, we need to wake up the acupoints. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to start with just tapping the heads to start with, making sure we're waking up the acupoints in the area around the top of the crown, the meeting point of the crown chakra. Then we're going to come down to the back of the neck and just giving that a little bit of a hit. Not too hard, it's just called hitting the drum. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, and then we're just going to come round to the eyes. I'm just going to slowly squeeze the eyes. Nothing hard, nothing terrible. Just nicely, gently, just waking up the eyebrows. Well, we've been awake for a little while. The body is still sleepy in places if we've been sitting around, etc. Okay. And just at the side of the eyes, just lightly press into the sides of the eye. Excellent. And then just underneath the eye, just slightly to the side, we're going to hit just a little divot there that's called the triple heater. Okay, and once we've done that, we're going to focus now on our jawline, just giving it a little bit of a nip, nothing hard, sorry, our cheekbones. Then we'll go on the jawline, following this up nice and gently. Superb. And then we're just going to stretch the ears. Okay. Fantastic. And once we've done that, we're going to place our elbows into our hands and we're just going to tap the tops of our shoulders very lightly. Again, just waking up the acupoint areas around this area. And what we find is a lot of the meridian systems travel through this part of the body. That's why we wake it up before we start our Qigong. Okay, lovely. And we're going to go down the yin and the yang of the arms. So we're going down the front of the arms and we're coming back up the outside of the arms. Excellent. And then we go to the other side. Just making sure we get everything nice and gently woken up. Super. And we're just going to do across the chest, Tarzan style. Just use loose fists, that's all I'm using. And we're coming down the centre and just working our bodies out. Okay. And then if you can, just down the inside of the legs, and then just back up the back of the legs, right up the back and coming back down again. Okay, and then we're just going to give the backs just a little rub. Fantastic. Okay, brilliant. And from this position, all I want to do is I want to keep my feet perfectly forward, relaxing my knees. I just want to slowly twist my body, not using my force, just allowing the body to relax from one side to the other by relaxing the knee. Okay, and all we're doing is we're just easing the spine up to make it easier for us, okay, as we start moving through. I don't want to spend too much time just doing this because we're going to be covering quite a bit of stuff today, but I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'm going to break it down over the next few weeks for everybody. Okay, and then from this position here I want to come and just raise up onto the ball of my foot as I turn rocking backwards and forwards, just allowing the body to move. Okay, and then from here we're going to go to the heel. Again, just relaxing the body as we do it, from one side to the other. Fantastic. Okay, even if you're sitting down, you can still do these movements, alright? So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on, as I say, 2 sets of 5 element moves today, but I want to break them down and just work out where the meridian system is. I don't know how much you guys know about the meridian system, so I'll quickly explain it. The meridian system is a circulation of 12 areas of the body that are all linked. There's 3 up each arm, so there's 6, and then we have 3 down the legs, which is 12, and then we have 2 additional ones which run straight up the centre and straight up the back. That's very vaguely putting it, very quickly putting it. So what are they? Well, the first one we focus on a lot of the time in Qi Gong is called water, or kidney 1. Now kidney 1 basically is based at the base of the foot, just behind the ball of the foot. So when we are focused on our Qi Gong, we tend to focus more on kidney 1 to make us rooted into the ground. Now this one travels all the way up the leg, very roughly, comes across the body, and then it does almost a 45-degree turn under the chest and up to the sides of the body here. Okay, now this is a water movement when we're doing the kidney. It also, because there's yin and yang in Chinese Qi Gong, okay, we also work in our bladder meridian as well. Alright, now just a couple of things that it's good for. It's actually really good for your blood pressure, circulating the chi around the body, the energy around the body, and it's also helps to calm the nervous system down. Okay, the next one we're covering part of the 5 elements is fire. Now fire is linked to the heart and the heart governor. Now they start at H1, which is on the finger, H9, which is on the fingertips, HT8, which tends to be around the palm of the hand, this area here, which is where we feel most of the activity when we do Qi Gong, and it travels all the way back up to the heart. Okay. Very quickly moving on to that, we go for another arm meridian, which would be metal. Metal is the longer and large intestine, starts at the thumb, basically travels up the arm this way and just slightly underneath. So you notice everything seems to be hovering around this sort of area when we do it. The 4th element we'll be looking at today is earth. Earth travels up from the foot, it travels all the way up the leg, roughly from the centre of the belly button, right up and again over to the side on both sides of the body. So they both come up very close together. And wood, again, is a leg meridian. Sorry, earth is for the spleen, it's also for the stomach. And wood is for the liver and gallbladder. Both running all the way up the legs, through, and basically up to about here. Although they do actually go into the head as well, so there's parts of the body. But these are the areas we want to focus on. Now, there's a lot of numbers to remember, so please don't remember where you are. When I'm talking about kidney 1, which I'll talk about a lot doing Qi Gong, that is the one that we need to, at the base of the ball at the foot, and that's where we need to get our roots to start with, okay? So what we thought we'd do is we'll start with the sun and the moon. It's a very favourite one with all my Qi Gong classes. It's really, really simple, but it's really effective as well, okay? When we build up the energy, we start to feel movements from the legs and then the arms, and it helps us to control our breath and regulate our breath as well. So what we'll do is we're going to start off. I'm going to leave it entirely up to you which position you want to do it in. We can do it in Wuji stance, which we've covered in the past, which is feet forward. I'm just going to go slightly side on for you there. Feet forward, relax, making sure our feet are rooted to the ground, on our legs, our knees are nice and relaxed. Our core is relaxed as well. We don't tense up at the core. Our chest area, we open the chest and lift the head at the same time. Now you notice my arms haven't come to soldier style at the back, they're nice and relaxed to the side. Then if you are feeling a little bit more adventurous, apart from sitting down, we can open the legs a little bit wider, what we call wide horse stance. It's exactly the same as Wuji, it's also called wide Wuji stance, where we come up, knees are relaxed, the core is relaxed, and my arms are nice and relaxed as well. Okay, so I'm going to be doing it from this stance. You choose whether you're sitting down, whether you're doing it narrow, or you're doing it wide. It's your choice. Okay. What we're going to start is we start with the left hand on top of the right hand, making sure my head is upright and it's not to the side and I'm looking down at what I'm doing, and everything else is relaxed. Initially, when you do this, you may find yourselves a little bit tense, so just relax when we start the breathing. So what we start with, we're going to focus on the movement, then I'm going to incorporate the breath, then I want you to not think about it and just try it. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is we circle the sun. So we're making a big circle of the sun as we move the hands around to the top, just above the head. But you notice my elbows are heavy. They're not above my shoulders. They're heavy. Then I bring the sun down. So I'm setting the sun in the evening as we bring it down roughly to the belly button level, or the lower diaphragm. We circle the moon in the evening and lift the moon up into the sky. As we set the moon, the hands come over the top and we sink the moon again behind the back of the mountain. Now, these are the best ways of me trying to describe the hand movement, as if you're just circling the sun and the moon. So again, from this position, we move back into circling. I'll move to the side so you can see my arms a little bit better. So we're circling the sun, and we breathe out as we set the sun in the evening, taking it right down to the ground. And we circle the moon on the inward breath, lifting the moon up on the inward breath. We turn the hands over and we sink the moon again on the outward breath. Now, what you hopefully would notice is when you start moving this and start thinking more about the breath, is the body is slightly lifting and lowering. That's perfectly okay, because what your body is doing, it's finding its own comfort zones. Okay, and we bring it down and we circle again. So what we'll do now is we'll all do it together. I'm just going to talk through the first couple, and I know what I want you to do is just have a go yourself, just relax and listen to your breath. And what I want you to do is something slightly strange. What I want you to do is, I want you to think that you're breathing through your foot behind kidney 1, okay? So every breath that you breathe in, you're breathing in through your feet and bringing it up through the body. And then when you breathe out, I want you to breathe out through the body and through that kidney 1, again, at the back of the ball of the foot. I know it sounds a little bit strange, but this gets us rooted down into earth, as our crown chakra, or the top of the head, is connected to the universe. Okay, so we're going to go on. We make a nice big circle. So we circle round, breathing into the belly, not the chest area, and then we breathe out as we allow the body to sink and the arms to sink, and keeping the elbows as the heaviest part. And we make a small moon. As we're breathing in, we continue breathing in. As we're connecting this down, and we take it down, back down to the earth. On the outward breath. If you need to take 2 or 3 breaths as you do this, please take as many as it takes. Ideally, it's 1, but 2, 3, it's your personal Qi Gong. Qi Gong is very personal to you. It's not anybody else's Qi Gong, so what works for you. And eventually, it will help regulate your breath. So you'll be able to focus more on just focusing on the breath and slowing that breath intake down. nice and gently. And we circle again. So breathing in this time and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. Remember circling the sun. Feel the sun. Relax the body and relax your hands as you do it. Gently breathing out, lowering the breath as it comes down. Circling the sun, nice and relaxed, no tension. Breathe the tension out of the body as you do this. We lift the moon and we just allow it to sink again, nice and gently. Absolutely brilliant. Just focusing on that breath and just allow the body and the hands to do its own thing. Just let it work and do the circles itself. And just focus your mind on your breath as you're breathing in and as you're breathing out. Just listening to your breath as your whole body starts to feel the energy working its way around. And take notice of any sensations you may be feeling as you're doing this, whether it be on your hands, on your legs. How calm is your mind as you focus just on the breath? This is a very simple and easy movement to carry out within 10 minutes of the start of your day. Or if you're feeling a bit tense or got a little bit of anxiety throughout the day, just find a small area to focus your mind on this breath, the movement, just allowing the body to settle. And allowing the body to move into a rhythm that's nice and gentle for you. Okay, we'll do this a couple more times. Then what I want to do is move on to the next one, which is a little bit more involved than this one. But again, it's a fantastic set of movements that are very gentle, and we will be covering these over the course of the next month or so. And as I've said on the post before, if there's any questions, please just ask, and I will answer them as best I can. And when we've finished on this last one, we're just going to sink the whole body and just allow ourselves to relax. I like to place my hands across just underneath my belly button as I'm just finishing off my breath. Slowly breathing in now through kidney 1. Just focusing my mind on the breathing in body to settle. Okay, excellent. So, a couple of things to watch for, not watch for, listen to on that one is your hands. How are your hands feeling at the moment? Are they maybe having a bit of tingling, which is great. It's natural, which is fantastic. It means your metal and fire meridians are starting to activate a little bit. You may feel a little bit on your legs, but how did your feet feel? Did they feel light? Did they feel rooted as if they were in concrete? Again, this is excellent if they are, because it just means you're rooted into the ground. So your connection with the earth is starting to breathe through and breathe out, especially if you were focusing your mind through kidney 1. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do what's called returning to the singeing. It's a 5-element exercise, really nice movements, okay, but we're going to break it down a little bit. It's the one that I did a few weeks ago, but I want to break it down just that little bit more for you guys and just see how it works with you. So not every Qi Gong works with everybody, but there's so many different sets. There's something for everybody out there, and you just really need to pick up on a couple of them, and that's all you ever need. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to move now into Wuji stance. Okay. So Wuji stance. I need my feet forward on this, making sure my feet are nicely settled into the earth or on the floor. What I don't want to be doing when I'm on Wuji stance, I don't want to feel as though my body's leaning one way or the other, or backwards and forwards. So once I've got my feet on the floor, where I think they should be, I relax the knees. Once my knees are relaxed, I may feel a little bit, I need to adjust, which is great. If you're on a chair, it's exactly the same thing. The difference is your feet need to be on the ground. They don't need to be sitting on the edges. You try to sit them flat on the ground. Okay? Relaxing the knees. Relaxing the core again. Now the best way is just breathe into the stomach and let it relax, which is everything. We don't tense up. Okay, if we tense up, it means the energy is not flowing properly. Then from the chest, we open the chest. And if we open the chest, we lift our heads up, connecting ourselves with the universe. So our feet are connected to the earth, our heads are connected to the universe. Okay. So from this position here, what I want to do is I want to imagine now that my arms are going to float up. I'm going to talk through the movements and then we'll start adding the breath in a second. My arms are floating as if there's a wind at the back of my arms, and they're just going to float up. My elbows are heavy. You notice my elbows aren't as high if I move to the side as my shoulders, so they're not forcing the arms up. Okay, and we bring it up here. What I want to do is turn my hands now, so as if I'm pulling, they're being pulled. I'm not forcing, I'm pulling them back into the body. So my hands, palms are open now, and what I'm going to do is push slightly forward, not hard, just move my arms forward nice and gently. I want to turn my hands over at this point. I want to extend my thumb, the web of my hand, I want to extend it. Then I want to open my arms as if I'm going to burst into song. Once I feel a little bit of tension in the shoulder here, okay, that means my lung meridian is working. If I go past it and I start losing it or I don't go far enough, it's like a gate, and if the gate's open, the energy flows. If the gate's closed, it's shut out. So I want to feel a slight tension, nothing major, nothing that's, it won't hurt, you just feel it's a little bit of tension there. And then what I want to do from here, I want to turn my hands completely over, so they're facing the floor again, and I'm going to bring them back. Now I'm bringing them back into an earth movement. So what I'm doing is in the centre here, I'm going to move my hands so you can see, I'm making a diamond shape. And the diamond shape, I'm going to take it down the front of my body, down towards my belly. Okay. And then from here, taking it across the front, I want my arms just to float up to above my head. When it comes slightly above my head here, I'm going to push push the elbows back very slightly, and I'm going to allow the arms to float back down and back into the body. So as I said before, the elements we're covering is water, fire, metal, earth and wood. Okay, so what are they? Well, this is the water exercise where we're pulling the water, the kidneys, we're working the kidneys and the bladder through kidney 1, helps regulate our blood pressure. As we move into fire, fire being the heart and the heart governor exercise, we move it slightly forward at this point. We turn the hands over so the palms become facing the sky, extending the thumb. We're moving into a metal exercise which activates the lung and large intestine meridian. When we turn the hands back over, we come back to the centre with our hands. And we're moving into an earth exercise, the earth being the spleen and the stomach meridians. This helps us with the digestive system, arthritis in the back, arthritic joints problems. And then we move the arms up into a wood exercise, pushing the elbows back. As we open this wood exercise, we're now working our liver and gallbladder meridian. Again, great for blood pressure, it's great for the digestive system. And these are just some of the things that the 5 elements exercises are good for, or Qi Gong. The list is endless, but these are the main areas that we're going to be focusing on. So what we're going to do then is I'm going to go through it again. I'm going to face the camera this time. Okay. We allow the arms to float up. So this is an inward breath as we allow the arms to come up. From the inward breath, we open the palms to the hands, moving the arms forward. On the outward breath, we continue the outward breath as we turn our hands up towards the sky and open the thumbs. Then we change to an inward breath. From the inward breath, we allow our arms, I'm going to move to the side again, we turn our hands over and bring it back to an earth movement on the outward breath. Now this is a long outward breath because we need to continue the outward breath, if we can, down through earth. Then it's a breath as we bring the arms up above the head, turning into wood, elbows back, and then it's an outward breath. Everything is sunk back down. Okay. As I said, we're going to go through all this again, okay? But as I said, please, 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 if you need to take more than one breath, please do, okay? There's no unwritten law that it should be one breath, but one breath helps to regulate our breathing. So that's what our target is at the end of the day. But we have to start wherever our body is going to allow us to actually start, okay? So let's all do this together, okay? I'll talk through the first few again, as usual, and I'm just going to allow you to continue with it just for a little bit, and then we'll have a time check and see how we're doing with that, okay? So we're going to bring the bodies now. We bring the bodies up nice and easy on the breath. Breathing in through that kidney 1. Remember, we're breathing in through that kidney 1. I know it's difficult when you're just learning some new movements. If you're trying this at home later, just focus on that kidney. Pushing the arms out on the outward breath. Still on the outward breath. Then we start the inward breath as we open the arms. So we feel that little bit of pressure on the shoulders there. Okay, and you might feel a bit of tingling in the thumb at this stage. Turning the hands over so they face the ground. And on the outward breath, we start moving everything back towards the centre. And we bring everything back down towards the lower diaphragm and the chakra system. And we move the arms out right above the body. We we turn the arms out, we turn back into wood, pushing the elbows back, and then we use a nice outward breath. Okay. And we go again. So we're breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, and breathing out. And we can start again. So we continue this movement, focusing on the breath and breathing in through kidney 1 as we do it, nice and relaxed. We're not rushing at anything as we do this. We're not Virgin Express. Think of Thomas the Tank Engine, nice and slow, just chugging along as we do it. The slower we can do this, the more chance we've got a feeling of the energy flowing around the body. But by the same token, it doesn't need to be too slow. We don't want to be in snail pace. It has to be comfortable for us and not with everybody else. So imagine if you were in the other people in the village hall that's this afternoon. We could all be doing this at different paces as we're allowing the body's energy just to soak up all of this energy in the universe and let it work through the body, and working through our water, fire and metal, earth and wood meridians, the kidney, bladder, heart governor, heart, lung, large intestine, spleen, stomach, liver and gallbladder, and all the benefits that the movements are having on our bodies at this stage as we do this. Even more so, just even if we did the movements, we only focused on our breath, the calmness that will bring through our bodies, our minds, calming our anxiety down is absolutely fantastic. Just helps us to see the rest of the day as it goes on. So we're just moving nice and slowly, allowing the body from one side, bringing it back to the center as we sink. And we're just going to keep doing this for just a few seconds as we keep going on this one. So as you keep going, guys, I'm just going to adjust the camera very slightly, so if you guys keep going a little bit. I think we're almost in time up anyway. So what we'll do is we're going to bring our hands down to the center as we focus on our bodies now. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, I would like to thank everybody. I have gone over, which is not unusual for me when I'm doing Qi Gong. I get carried away with it, so I sort of apologise, and I don't apologise at the same time. I hope you enjoyed it. Please drop me some comments about any of the questions we go through today. As I say, I will cover them again, but if it's something that you want to ask, please ask. It's the best way to learn. Guys, thank you very much. I will see you in a couple of weeks' time. Stay safe and enjoy your weekend. Thank you. Bye bye.